Overseas now, the First Minister of Wales says he fears Australia holds all the aces when it comes to negotiating a future trade deal with Britain. Carwyn, who's led the Welsh government for nearly 9 years, believes the new deal combined with Brexit could change life in many rural communities forever. From the Brecon Beacons, here's Europe correspondent James Glenday.
High above the stunning windswept landscape of the Brecon Beacons mountain range, dark clouds are slowly gathering.
Set!
Farmers like Gary Williams have bred sheep in these fields for decades, but say they've never been as worried about their livelihoods as they are right now.
Oh, it's at risk. Certainly it's at risk. It's the uncertainty, you know. We're absolutely unsure of what's ahead of us.
The next lot of lambs will be sold after Britain leaves the European Union. Farmers in this area rely on EU subsidies to survive. But post-Brexit, not only could their access to the crucial European market be curtailed, there's also the prospect of fresh competition from down under if the UK negotiates trade deals with Australia and New Zealand.
Farming can't cope with that. There's no way that we'd manage that. We'd see farms going out of business, we'd see turmoil.
The Welsh First Minister Carwyn says he's got nothing against Australia. He'd just rather his country remain closer to the EU and thinks Britain will come off second best in any future trade talks.
Australia's much more experienced at this than the UK is. When was the last time the UK negotiated a free trade deal? Donkeys years ago.
Free marketeers argue shoppers will get cheaper food if a trade deal is done.
Basic economics tells you if you have more competition and more choice, then you will have lower prices as a result.
And the Australian government has made it clear it wants its farmers to be able to compete with their British counterparts.
But diplomats say it's fairy tale thinking to suggest that produce from down under could suddenly flood the UK market and put hill farmers here in this wet, wild and windy part of Wales out of business. They say for Australian farmers, Britain will always be more of a niche market.
That slight reassurance does little to lift the gloom descending on some in these parts. They fear they face threats from several different directions that could ultimately end their way of life. James Glenday, ABC News in the West Brecon Beacons.